Imagine a conscious contact with God so strong that no matter what you are doing or not doing, that no matter what your kids are up to or not up to, and that whether you've got the person of your dreams or they're just not cooperating, that you are happy, content, and at peace. A space where everyone else's thoughts, attitudes, and actions are beautiful and exactly as they are supposed to be. Well, this is the space where I like to play. My name is Mischa Z, and this is today's Bitch Slap. Join me as I shed light on the thoughts, actions, and attitudes that are causing you pain, and we train our minds to go to the capital S inner self, the joy that is waiting for us, the God within. I am going to talk about covert anger today. Covert anger, and how I needed to have awareness that I did indeed have some, perhaps what we would call subversive or covert anger issues. That's what we're going to talk about today. When I this morning I did my meditation. Man, I slept not so well last night. It was interesting. Very tossy and turny, very intermittent. Ooh, I think I'm coming across someone I know. Tony, what's the haps, man? Good to see you. How fun is that? Just got to say hi to Tony. Where was I? Oh yeah, fitful night's sleep. And I think what's interesting about a fitful night's sleep is, as I'm having fitful sleep, in that moment I can be very concerned about what is the day going to look like as a result of my fitful night's sleep. You know what I mean? Has anybody else had that before? So you're in the midst of your fitful night's sleep and the mind starts projecting. Maybe we could call it the ego starts projecting. Oh no, what's my day going to be like? I'm going to be tired. How am I going to show up for people? Am I going to be productive? Am I going to be exhausted in all my activities? What else could we say? You get what I'm talking about. It could be anything. Or, gosh, am I going to be fitful all night? Am I ever going to fall asleep? And the mind just starts rolling. And I guess the point of this little diversion is that, I had my fitful night's sleep. I woke up. I was actually felt more refreshed than I thought I was going to. So that was a surprise. So all that projecting about I'm going to be exhausted and not be able to get anything done or whatever worries were happening in the fitful moment. And I headed off to do my meditation, my hour meditation. So I do my hour meditation, and it's a fun one, actually. It was pretty good. I was focusing on, the thoughts would run and then come back to breath. And I do a meditation on a 4 count, oftentimes. So that's what I was doing this morning. And when I say a 4 count, each out breath is a countdown from 4. I need to figure out a better way to say this, how that works. But so, in breath through the nose, out breath through the nose, mentally say 4. Next breath in, out breath say 3. Next breath in, out breath 2. And you're saying this to yourself, obviously, in your mind. In breath, out breath 1. In breath, repeat from 4 on down. And whenever so what happens is you're doing the 4 count, inevitably the mind will start thinking about things, and the awareness that I'm thinking about other things becomes evident. Is that a double positive? The awareness becomes evident? That is funny. Anyway, the awareness that I'm thinking about other things becomes evident, so you come back to the 4 count. And it's a very smooth, aware process. Lots of fun insights were flying around. Back to the breath. It's funny too, in some of those moments I can have fear like, oh no, if I go back to the breath, the insights will go away. So I was definitely playing with that thought. And so I come out of the meditation. So the meditation is great, good hour meditation. And after the meditation, I would say, surprisingly vibrant and vital, full of vitality. Oh, I don't know if that's the right word, but it was refreshed, shall we say. Yeah, it was refreshed. That's a great way to say it. So all my worries of I'm going to be tired all day, that may still be yet to come, by the way. I might need a nap or a new meditation session to find that refreshed attitude. And so I went into A Course in Miracles, and I've had a powerful couple days. So The Course in Miracles, I'm reading. This is funny, I'm trying recording on a new platform and I lose track of, it's hard for me to find the time. So come out of the meditation, do my Course in Miracles, and I'm just I was so calm and centered and connected. I think that's a great word to say. I was connected. Like I was just at peace in the moment, savoring my cup of coffee. Perhaps I'd say spaced out is the right word. I would start my reading the Course in Miracles, and then the next thing took me lots of starts, is what I'm trying to say, till I was able to focus on the Course in Miracles section of Manual for Teachers, section 3, I think it was. Can't remember what the name was. But again, I was not hard on myself for not focusing. Right, it can be frustrating. I'm not focusing, I have to start again, or read that paragraph for the 6th time, or that sentence for the 7th time. And that was very much, it's all good. It's all good. I was not tripping at all. And having awareness that I was not tripping. So that there was very much the feeling this morning in the meditation and coming out of the meditation of the gift of the aware, observing the observer. Is that a way to say it? Yes. So my mind was drifting. It's one of those days. Thanks for hanging in there if you've made it this far. Really, the whole point of telling you all about the meditation and such was to say, one of the thoughts that popped up as I was reading A Course in Miracles, and I jotted it down, was covert anger. I was very memories of my covert anger issues, and I'd call them subversive as well. They were subversive to me, and that I was able to definitely justify them And so my rationalization was subverting my happy relationships. How's that? Oh my gosh. Russell Brunson, if you're listening to this, you will not be happy. I'm not using 5th grade or lower words. Oh my gosh, so many thought streams plowing through the brain. But so I'll close that loop. Russell Brunson and many others, they say, hey, when you're talking to the public, oftentimes a very effective way to get your point across is to keep it simple. Like, you don't need to use big words. Like, that can actually distract from your message. And I think about that a lot because I love big words. I love looking them up in the dictionary when I come across them. It's fun to sometimes, look up words and then see that word materialize in my conversations or writing at a later date. And as a matter of fact, to continue on that loop, there's a thing called Hemingway, the Hemingway app, or Hemingway.com, Hemingway editor, or Hemingway app. I think it's Hemingwayeditor.com. I'll put the link. Check the link in the show notes. And by the way, does anyone else do this? Does anyone else throw in the big words? I don't know, thinking that will make you more effective? I know I do. So if you do, hey, welcome to the team. So Hemingway Editor, I think that's what it's called. Hemingwayeditor.com. You can, again, check the links in the show notes. You can put in your sentence and it will tell you what grade level you're speaking at, and are the sentences too complex, are run-ons or things like that, or are you using, it'll tell you words that are I'm trying to think of the word, it'll give you recommendations for past tense, present tense, or things like that, or it'll say, hey, you can actually just omit this word. I freaking love that. I've gotten in the habit of going to Hemingwayeditor.com and putting in sentences, things that I'm writing, and really using it as a tool to be more concise in my thoughts, in my writing, and fix run-on sentences and all sorts of stuff. And it's really fun to use it and then send out whatever I'm sending out, email or show notes or something like that, and then read it at a later date and be like, oh yeah, that is much easier to read than my normal writing. Anyhow, the meditation, subversive anger, covert anger, and the issues that it caused me, and when I had awareness of it, and the steps that I took to break free of it. That's what I was and am going to discuss. Let's do that for Covert Anger Part 2. Okay. Thank you for spending time with me today. As someone who is committed to growth and service to this world, I so appreciate your willingness to come with me, go within, and serve our world through change. If you found value in this podcast and you know someone who can use this message, share this episode with them. Share it so our mission can be achieved one episode at a time. And of course, subscribe so you can hear more. And lastly, for more resources on what has helped me on my journey and can help you on yours, go to belove.media/resources. That's BELOVE.media/resources. Thank you again for listening.